This is season 3, episode 2 of Diamond Niner Gals. I'm Madison. I got Kevin here with me today.
Hey, what's up, Niner Nation?
I got Nick also.
Hey.
And then producer Brad, as always.
Nick's still in my line.
Sorry, Brad.
And then, of course, Coach Courtney.
Hey there.
What's up, Niner Nation? I don't know about you, but I spent my weekend watching women's lacrosse for the first time ever. If you were there, you would have saw that we set an American record of 20 goals. So I don't know about you guys, but I enjoyed the weather. What about everyone?
Yeah, I wasn't there, unfortunately, but I watched on TV, which was awesome. Offensive juggernaut we have here, sounds like.
Yeah, it was definitely something to watch. I'm excited to see them throughout their first season.
Does anybody know anything about lacrosse coming into this? Because
very little.
I've learned. I've had to learn, and let me tell you, those girls, they get pretty violent on the field. Like it's a little bit more violent than softball gets. I had to learn some of the rules, but thankfully some of the parents helped me.
I was shocked that they were not wearing more pads.
Yeah, men have to wear them, I guess, like helmets, all that stuff. These girls just hitting the turf, no pads.
Yeah, shocked about that one.
But Courtney, we know you weren't watching. You were doing something way more important, and I want to get into that.
Important for me. But yeah, I didn't get to watch. We were a little busy. Had some other teams on our hands, so didn't get to see it. But excited for them to get their first game under their belts and get their first W. Feels good to get the first one right away. There's no doubt about that.
Definitely. I think you know something about that.
Yes. It was nice to get it out of the way right away and play, a good game against SLU and just kind of get the monkey off our backs and then get rolling the rest of the weekend.
Congratulations officially, Coach, on your first victory as head coach.
Thank you.
Speak for all of us in Niner Nation. We're very, very proud to see that on game one. Take us through that experience a little bit for us, if you don't mind. Like getting down to Baton Rouge and going through that game day.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun. I think for us, we've been looking forward to kind of getting on the road and just taking our team as, our group, just, on our first road trip to kind of continue to build the cohesion. And I think going on the road week one is always great because you are doing it together. There's not as many distractions and different things going on at home, but had a good trip down. We went Charlotte to Baton Rouge easy and had a good team dinner. And then, we had the early games all 3 days. So not a whole lot of time, just got our Starbucks run in and then got to the game. So, for us, obviously, I'm not somebody that always gets nervous. I think, excitement is more how I feel and than nervous, but definitely a lot of excitement and kind of surreal to, look on the field. And, again, I've been a part of a lot of games as a player and as a coach, but definitely felt a bit different as the head coach. And, you look out the players and the staff and, just a lot of pride in the people around our program and the girls on the team and, the staff that we put together and just really excited to, play with them. And I think just excited to see what we're going to get. And, I think right away it was nice to get, we scored in the first inning, which, is always good, but especially, for the first game, just getting on the board early, having a lead, and then, just watching the girls battle throughout the game. I mean, Brooke Bowling pitched an unbelievable game. She pitched her first complete game win in her career. And, other than a defensive blunder, it should have been a shutout for her. So just super excited for her, just proud of her effort. And, one of the 6 kids that stayed with us here at Charlotte this year. And, just kind of rewarding to see her get that first W for us. And, Obviously it was a team effort, but just, her in the circle, being able to fight through, we had a lot of jams, and she was able to make the pitch when we needed it. And she was able to get the out when we needed it. And, our defense played well behind her. And so it was just great to see, the inning that we gave up a run. I think it was the top of the fifth. We gave up a run to cut the lead from just 2-1, and tough game. But Tegan led off that next inning with a bomb, and got a couple more runs that inning to give us some breathing room, and we were able to close it out. So just to be able to answer right away from giving up a run on there, and give us some breathing room. 4-run lead is a heck of a lot better than a 1-2 run lead. And, just really proud of what we were able to do. And for me, I guess, and just our team to win 1 right away, was definitely a relief. And, then on to the next. We had a good long wait, game break between our game and LSU. So, it was hot. We tried to sit in the shade, hang out, watch a little bit of the game in front of us, and, get ready to play the next one. But definitely a fun day and a great feeling. I got mobbed by the girls at the end before we met. So just really fun and definitely special, and something that I'll remember for a long time.
That's awesome. I know it was fun seeing all those pictures. They really captured the moment. They did a good job.
They did a great job.
I was going to say, I had the pleasure of playing with Brooke, and it was awesome to see her, along with a lot of girls, have their first, along with you as a head coach. You talked about not being nervous. Do you think that energy kind of radiates to the girls? Like, did you feel a sense of nervous, or were they excited? What was the energy coming from, the whole team we talked about there's some experience from the girls, like the 6 who stayed, and there's some inexperience. Mm-hmm. Do you think that they helped? Do you think that everyone was a little nervous? What do you think the vibes were going into, first game?
Yeah. I didn't feel like there was a lot of nerves or a lot of tenseness. Again, I think that a lot of that can come from the top down. So, hopefully they saw me being chill and just like every other day. They felt that too, but I felt like there was just more excitement than anything. Just like we've been, I think softball and, baseball too is one of the craziest sports. We practice for, 5 months before we get to play a game against somebody. So there's just so much anticipation to get to this point. And, we were excited to play, and, we're excited to just get out there and do it together and really see what we have. I think, a lot of things about your team leading into week 1 and game 1, but, we learned a lot as a staff just in the 5 games we played this weekend. And, as a team, we learned a lot about ourselves. And I think that just, I think that the vibe was good, and whether that came from, the staff, the returners, everybody, just the team as a whole, like everybody was loose and, excited and just ready to play. So, I don't know what it was, but I felt like it was a good vibe, and we were excited more than anything else and more than nervous. It was just like, let's go.
That's awesome.
Coach, I was observing the lineups you put out there this weekend. Looks like a good mix of, you got, I think, 2 freshmen, a couple sophomores, a couple juniors, a couple seniors. So a good blend of veterans and newcomers to the team. Mm-hmm. A lot of newcomers. But talk a little bit about your lineup and how you saw it coming into the weekend.
Yeah, it was kind of similar to what we did in the fall. I love being able to start, if talking specifically about the lineup, like having a lead off with a little bit of pop and in the bat, you never know when they'll lead off with a bang. And I think for us, just trying to set the table for the middle of the order and, just trying to keep the bat moving. And I think, up and down the lineup, we have some speed. So kind of, you saw Wellen in the 9 all weekend, and just trying to be that second leadoff down there at the 9 and turn the lineup over. We mixed it up a little bit to kind of just try to lengthen it. I think, we're capable of production up and down the lineup, but, if you looked at it really where the hits were coming from, it was the top of the lineup and then, the 9 spot. So just tried to mix it up a little bit and, move Tegan down to the 3 and just, kind of move everybody down to just give us a little bit more length and see what we had. But, Breland as a freshman started early, and then, Emma started the last couple games just to kind of work through different defense too. So really for us, it's about trying to put a good lineup up that is, has some power, has some speed, and then, putting a good defense around our pitchers. But definitely liked what we saw, and, we had some success. We struggled at times too. And, obviously the second game of the first day was a struggle for the lineup, but, we saw really good pitching, and that's only going to help us going forward. And, seeing great arms, and, especially in that LSU game, seeing a really talented lefty arm that you don't get to see very often. I felt like we battled a lot throughout the weekend, and then definitely got a little bit. I felt like the Sunday game against Central Arkansas, we probably had our most consistent swings, and liked a lot of what we were doing up and down the lineup.
I was going to say that LSU pitcher, I think she was like Max Preps Player of the Year, Gatorade player. Like she's not just an SEC pitcher. And watching the game, I did feel like we put some good swings on that. And I think learning from it, I didn't feel like, especially in the first couple innings, I didn't feel like we were swinging at pitches that weren't good. It's just that she is a great pitcher that you have to just learn from those things and go to the next game. And speaking on that, like it's a top 10 team. Like it's definitely a hard game. What's kind of your mentality as a coach after those games on like what you tell the girls on how to make those adjustments?
Yeah. No, I mean, Jaden Hebner, she's been known for a long time, and, one of the most highly recruited kids. And, it was interesting just for me, watching her a lot in travel ball, just, all right, what are we going to get today? And she shoved it pretty good. And, I do agree. I thought we made some good swings, but just missed. And, she was able to move the ball well and made it hard for us. So, I think after games like that, I think it depends on the day. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the pitcher or the team. And yeah, that's a great team. And, we got to face them twice. It's a team that they're a little bit young too, but they're very talented, and they've got some, really solid hitters. And I think talking to the girls after, game 2, you can take a lot of stuff from the games when you play teams like that, and you can see what they did well and how quiet their hitters were, how their pitchers really, I'm trying to think, like they really put a lot of strikes in the zone, and their misses that were balls were competitive misses. They were pitches that make you think, rather than just being a nothing pitch and just a ball. So you can in their defense, I mean their defense made the routine, but they made some really great plays too. And you just see teams that are that talented, and okay, what can we learn from them? But then also for us, like we were able to compete. And I think the scores for both games look, obviously lopsided, but I think they were a little bit closer games than it seemed. And in the end, it just kind of got away from us. But for us, like we said at the beginning of the year, there's going to be highs and lows. There's going to be wins and losses, and we can't get too low on the losses. You just got to kind of tip your cap. We got to learn from this and learn from this moment, and, moments that we don't want to feel again. And then, how are we going to respond next, and how are we going to learn? And we've got to know too. And, this weekend, it's another, weekend filled with top 25, top 20 teams. And, how are those games and the pitching that we're facing gonna help us going forward, because we're seeing really good pitching, we're seeing really talented hitters, and hopefully that just continues to prepare us for the next weekend and then conference and the conference tournament. So I'm excited for the challenges ahead, and the ups and the downs, they come with the territory. So we just got to learn from it, and it's all about how we respond to the next pitch.
Yeah, Coach. Going back to that LSU game on Friday night, it looked like quite an atmosphere. You're playing LSU, top 10 team on the road on a Friday night in Baton Rouge. We started our own freshman on the mound, Avery Shamblin. First career start for her. Talk a little bit about her, what you saw from her in her first collegiate outing.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great atmosphere. LSU has one of the nicest parks, and obviously a very excited fan base, and just great fans. And, we were excited to play in that type of environment. And I did like that, it was the two freshmen on the mound, and, really encouraged by what we saw from Avery. Felt like she was very composed, and didn't necessarily pitch her best or what we feel like she can. She missed a little bit of time in January, so she's still working back. And I think for her, just the composure, and she was able to make a lot of good pitches, and it's just about learning from those things, and for her to see that lineup and see those types of hitters, and what pitches she was able to make well, and then what pitches got hit a little bit. I think it's just all a learning experience, and definitely something that I'm glad that she experienced. And I think your first collegiate start is LSU, but and we didn't get the win, but definitely encouraged by a lot of the stuff that we saw with her.
I agree. I mean, most people can't say their first start is LSU, and I thought she was extremely composed on the mound for a freshman. I thought you had talked about how the score doesn't really feel how the game felt, and I agree with that. I think usually when it's 8-0 or something like that, it all happens all at once. And I thought she did a great job of it. They kind of just chipped away. It wasn't like a huge blowout from the first inning. I think as a freshman, that's huge. And talking about like your staff, it was a full effort. Do you feel like they all have that composure going into all these games? I felt like when I watched, Brooke is a veteran to the team, but she just got her first start. How did you feel like your whole staff did across the entire weekend?
Yeah, I was really happy with the pitchers. I mean, again, we're facing three teams that were in the tournament last year. Again, even in that LSU game, going back to Avery, like you said, they kind of chipped away rather than got piled on. And I think that part of that was just Avery was able to get out of jams as well, kind of like Brooke was able to do in the SLU game earlier. Like they were able to get out of things, and we didn't get out of everything, obviously, but encouraged by the fight and encouraged by the poise, and just overall, again, somebody we haven't talked about yet, but Aubrey came into the LSU game, and she was huge in that Central Arkansas win. It was her first collegiate win as well. And, a lot of people getting their firsts, and Emma Shoemaker got her first hit in that Central Arkansas game. So, excited for the freshmen and the redshirt freshmen, and, kind of going back to the pitching, Aubrey, just really impressed. And, LSU, Central Arkansas, they had a lot of lefties in their lineup, and definitely was looking to kind of utilize our lefty arm, and felt like, she was very competitive, and just gave us a really good shot to stay in the games, and kept it close, and was really impressed with her. Abby started the second SLU game, and things just kind of spiraled for us there. I felt like in general our team just kind of came out a little flat, and I don't know, just kind of going back from the LSU game the next morning, and maybe carrying it over a little bit, but for Abby, I thought she made good pitches. In the end, it was just some errors that killed us. And, I think it was like 6 runs she gave up, but only 1 was earned. And, you don't win many games like that. So she didn't get as much time, but definitely still excited for what she has. And, I feel like she's able to locate the ball well. So, overall, excited for our pitching staff and for, what they were able to do. I definitely think it's going to be, a staff this year, and a lot of, them are going to get some innings, and they're going to be crucial innings and big innings that we need to have a shutdown inning or just get out of a jam. And I think that, they showed a lot this weekend.
Yeah, you mentioned before the season that we're going to pitch well and play good defense, keep the ball in the yard. Looks like we did. We kept the ball in the yard for the most part this weekend, so only 1 homer allowed.
That was a big one, but another talented redshirt freshman on LSU. I mean, she was a hitter and she hit the ball. So, again, when you get in a situation where you've got to pitch to somebody like that, they can hurt you in a hurry. But I do agree we kept the ball in the yard for the most part, and was happy to see that.
Me too. It only counts as one homer. It doesn't matter how far it goes, right?
4 RBIs, but 1 home run.
Yeah, 1 home run. That's right.
Talking about defense, I mean, Emma Shoemaker, I might be wrong. Is she the one who was injured, or is that another person I was thinking of? Okay.
Yeah. Emma missed the fall. So she's kind of still getting back into form, but has been able to start pretty much. I mean, I would say she's pretty much full go. She is full go now. And so, she's just continuing to work on the swing, work on getting back in shape, and kind of just feeling good and feeling comfortable. She's always been a really, great defensive player. I remember, her from years ago, just watching travel ball, just really has great hands and a feel for defense, and the hitting's really come together in the last few years. And, really excited about what she can do going forward, and, just got to keep getting healthy and keep getting better. But it was great to see her kind of come in and help, on both sides. Again, she got a hit, and, just seeing her have success early is great. And again, the more experience that we can get, the better we're going to be. And, love to see that for freshmen.
I was going to say that's huge. When I was watching her, I thought she was the one who was injured, and she looked so comfortable out there. And it's great to see her coming through that, even though, like you're saying, she's still getting comfortable. She looked great out there as a freshman, against great teams, like you said.
Yeah. Yep. I was happy to get her out there, and happy, to see her do well.
Yeah. Talk a little more offensively, like the whole weekend, top performers were returners, Tegan and O.
Yeah.
Liv, Big O. So can you talk a little about them offensively, and how, when 2 people perform, it really does help the whole lineup? Can you kind of speak about them specifically?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think when you talk about a lineup, a lot of times in order to win a game, you don't need 9 people hitting. You need, 3 people that get some hits and at the right time. And Teague and Liv definitely were the table setters this weekend. And, Liv hitting in the leadoff spot in game, like the Sunday game against Central Arkansas. We had 3 games where we weren't getting much done with the sticks, and for her to kind of lead off that Central Arkansas game with first pitch whack double, just really set the tone for Sunday's game. And felt like Liv and Tegan were giving us good at bats all weekend, and Liv going double, and then yesterday she laid down a bunt that was a big spark in our big inning to kind of come back from the deficit that we were at that point in the game. So just being able to find ways to get on base. It doesn't have to be the same all the time, but making things happen. Tegan obviously hit the first bomb of the year, and Jenna got one too. So it was great to see them have success and, just really want us to have confidence and go up there with confidence. And, again, knowing we're not going to get a hit every time. We're not going to even have a good at bat every time. I mean, that's the goal, is more just have a good competitive at bat, be a tough out, put the barrel on the ball. But, felt like those two were really consistent and, made it tough on the pitchers.
Yeah, Coach, that Central Arkansas game, we took the lead, and then we retained it through the last final innings and ended up with a 1-run victory. Talk a little bit about closing that out as a 1-run victory.
Yeah. We kind of punched them first. They punched us back. And, it was kind of like seeing how we were going to respond and if we were going to respond. And, felt like we were able to do that. And, you gotta learn how to take those hits and keep going. You got to learn how to continue to get through when things don't always go your way. And, I think we made a couple mistakes to kind of get them a run. I think like all of their runs were scored with 2 outs too. So just kind of not being able to get that 3rd out and in those innings. And, they came back after we had a 4-run lead. And, for us, we've got to be able to win those close games or learn how to win those games and really bear down and take care of the business. And, I think in softball, you talk about Sundays being kind of like, you got to score on Sundays. Everybody's tired. It's been a long week and, you can't expect to win a lot of games on Sundays, 1-2-0, 2-1. You got to be able to put some runs on the board and be able to weather the storm. So definitely just love to be able to see us come back and see us get a win in a close game like that. Aubrey again, pitched the end of that game and just really did a great job with all the lefties in the lineup and keeping them at bay. I think, we were in a little bit of trouble, probably the 5th inning, and it's like, how much gas does she have left? But that 6th and 7th, she pretty much got through easily and made it easy to not have too much stress. But it was good to see us, find ways to win that game, win that close game.
Good to leave with a win, right?
Happy flight.
How was the flight? Everything go smoothly with the flight and hotels and all that?
Yeah, it was good. We went to LSU and we flew right into Baton Rouge, but we were going out of New Orleans, so I wasn't sure with the Super Bowl how it was going to be. I think in my head, I was like, well, we're going into Baton Rouge. Maybe we'll, we played a 10 a.m. game. Our flight was at like 7. Maybe we'll go down to Bourbon Street for a little bit. And it was like, oh, it's Super Bowl Sunday. We're probably not. So we had no issues, but we were at the airport for a while before our flight took off. So got to watch some games that were still being played, got to watch a little of the Super Bowl kind of pregame stuff. So it was smooth, which I like. No big story on craziness. So that's a good thing.
Good.
I love how you, even if it wasn't the Super Bowl, we're like, we'll just go down to Bourbon Street, all as a team, all 30 of us.
Heck yeah. You got an hour, go get some food and be safe and don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Good words to live by, right?
Yeah. But no, we had a good time in Baton Rouge. It's a great place to be. I know everybody was trying out some of the local places and got some really good food, some good seafood like that. Tried some gator, liked that too.
I heard it tastes like chicken. Is that true?
Yeah, pretty much. Chicken's better, but yes.
Same thing, basically.
Yeah, close.
All right. Well, I guess you had talked about finishing the weekend out strong and learning how to come back. Central Arkansas, got to come back. No one's going to roll over. Mm-hmm. That was kind of my wake-up call in college. Was I was like, oh, no one's going to just roll over for you, especially a top 25 team. And going into next weekend, do you think the girls now, not first weekend jitters, but now they know going into this next weekend, we're playing 5 powerhouse teams. Do you think that helps them going in?
Yeah, I mean, I think just having some experience and, we're able to see kind of just how the weekend went, and what went well, what went bad, and how do we change that? How do we improve? And for us, I think no matter who we play, I feel like we have a shot to win if we play clean defense, if we, make good pitches, and if we get the timely hitting. And I believe that we have the talent that we can do that. It's just a matter of doing it. And, you're not going to be able to win a whole lot of games if you're making errors and you're just, kind of kicking the ball around. You've got to play clean and you've got to play good, especially with the teams that we're going to be facing this weekend. I think, looking at some of the team, looking at the stats and everything this weekend, we're playing 4 teams that are undefeated. And, San Diego State lost 2, but it was to Fullerton and they lost to Oklahoma in 9 innings or something. So, we've got 5 great teams, great opponents, that are all gonna, put their best foot forward. And, it's a big tournament. It's a lot of great teams, a lot of great games, and I'm just excited for the competition and excited for us to go compete with the best of the best. And again, it's not about being perfect. It's about striving for that and doing everything we can to play well and to give ourselves a shot. So looking forward to more tough challenges and seeing how we fare there.
Yeah, it's definitely some tough challenges. Real quick, I'll go through the schedule for the Clearwater Invitational. The Niners have Liberty and UCLA on Friday, Saturday playing Auburn, and then Sunday Texas A&M and San Diego State. So it doesn't get much easier than last weekend. Things playing good teams make you tougher, right? So, and also this weekend, all the games will be televised, unlike the past weekend. So, Niner Nation will get to watch every single game in its entirety.
Yep, we're looking forward to it. I love when the games are televised and everybody gets to see. I know Game Tracker is not very fun to watch, but we're excited. It's definitely a big challenge, and again, just a great atmosphere to be in, and excited for us as a program to be there and the girls to get to experience it. And for us, we want to go out there and compete hard and just be a tough team to beat and tough outs and just continue to fight. So we're excited, and we'll be getting down there on Thursday.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. I get to actually watch all of the games. I felt a little ripped off. I was like, I was like looking for the watch, and I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, but, unfortunately not.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, Clearwater is one of those tournaments that you dream of playing as a kid. It's the second one would be like the Marionette in California. It's those two. Those are the ones you want to play in. So I think it's great exposure for the girls, not only to be in that atmosphere, to play these great teams. And, we're playing Liberty, which is not a rivalry at all, but it's, they're a team that is kind of near us. They're a mid-major, but they're a powerhouse that's always had a good record. Kind of going back defensively and to this past weekend, I know you made some defensive switches and having Savannah go to first. Was that always the plan, or was that kind of something that happened over the weekend? Kind of talk about that shift and putting Emma at second.
Yeah, we've been working, Savannah at first, throughout the year. I think just with kind of people and injuries, it's like you don't always get her over there. Kari's been there and she's been working really hard. But Sav's been there. We put Breland there. And again, the biggest thing for us is trying to solidify the defense, and then also being able to put out the strongest hitting lineup. And again, Emma's been coming back from injury, so just a little bit unsure of when she would be available and when she would be ready. And just again trying to make some things happen. And when you struggle or when there's errors being made, like just sometimes shifting it. And I think too, again, it's like it's not necessarily going to be permanent. Like we're going to figure all of that out as we go. But just for Kari specifically too, just moving her into the DP role just let her focus on the hitting and just like relax a little bit. And, you know, I think we saw it pay off in the Central Arkansas game where she got the feel of, you know, some good swings and some good barrels. And so, you know, I think it's just day by day and seeing it. That was definitely in our mind, kind of regardless, to try to get Emma in too. And, you know, we did it in the first game against SLU as well, just a little bit later. And Emma didn't actually get an at bat, but just kind of, you know, I like playing with the lineup. Like I've been very involved in, you know, throughout my time coaching in lineups and making switches. And, you know, we've had a pitcher. I've been dealing with pitchers that hit, and then, you know, the flex, the DP, and moving people around and moving people in positions. Or, you know, you have a kid in the lineup to get 2 at bats, and then after their second at bat, somebody goes in to play defense for them, and you know, deciding, you know, who do they hit, do they not. I like all that stuff, and, you know, it's exciting to me. So definitely already kind of had that in my mind that, you know, get some more people in by doing that. So, you know, we'll kind of see as we go. And again, you know, everybody's working hard to you know, win a spot and get in that lineup, and want to give, you know, opportunities that I feel like are deserved. And you know, definitely, you know, kind of wanted to get Emma in there too to get a shot.
That's awesome. Playing with a lineup is an art form. Let me tell you. There's all these things you can do, but it's nice to know that it's a team win. It's not a standard 9, and that's all we're going to see. So yeah. I'm excited to see the different players who contribute throughout the season.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, everybody's critical, and you know, it's an up and down the team thing, not just the lineup. I think you know, again, everybody can contribute in different ways, and whether that's a pinch runner, whether that's going in for defense, you know, whatever it may be, there's always a role for somebody, and you know, we're going to use everybody. So excited to just see the lineup and, you know, see how it keeps moving.
Speaking of the lineup, Coach, a couple of newcomers right in the middle of the lineup that Niner Nation may not know much about. Can you speak a little bit about Jenna Lord and Kari Shedrick in the middle of the lineup?
Yeah, no, you know, really excited for both of them, both transfers. Kari was previously at Radford, you know, had a great year last year. I want to say like 8 bombs, you know, hit over 300. And, you know, just a big, you know, imposing figure. You know, she's over 6 feet. Like, she just looks like a hitter. She looks dangerous. So, you know, excited for her. And, you know, we saw her in the fall. You know, she hit with some power, and that power is definitely there. You know, and just really excited for her to kind of be in the middle of our lineup. You know, she's hitting after Jenna for a lot of the weekend, and just kind of that 1-2 punch and in the middle of the lineup is definitely very powerful. And you know, when they're going good, it's going to be really exciting. And you know, for Jenna, she's bounced around a little bit throughout her career. Started at Alabama, went to Ole Miss. She redshirted at Texas Tech last year, but we're super excited to have her. I actually recruited her to Clemson, so we had a connection before this, and you know, she didn't choose us, but we've always kind of kept in contact. And you know, when her name got on the portal this year because of a coaching change, she was definitely one that I was you know, really excited to try to talk to and try to get her to buy into Charlotte and what we're doing here. And you know, she's been a force. I mean, she's been hitting really well. She's you know, she played third base for us this weekend, made some great plays. Kind of going back to her, I mean, again, there was no video, but first play of the game against Central Arkansas in, you know, the bottom half of the inning, she made an incredible play on a bunt in front of her, and, you know, throwing it on the run to get, you know, a fast kid out. So just excited for her on you know, all sides of the ball, and excited to give her a home and give her a great experience. And you know, we're looking forward to seeing her more in our lineup. And, you know, Kari too, like, I called her right when we got the job, and she said she was committed, but to another school, but kind of late in the summer, she reached back out because they're having some issues with her school, and she's an education major. So, there's a lot that goes into that within the clinical and like teaching and that type of stuff. So, she's missed a lot of practices with us, but we're getting her earlier in the day, just being able to work kind of one-on-one. But, she was somebody we got late in the summer. Just really excited to have her and Jenna and, both hitting in the middle of our lineup.
That's awesome. I mean, Jenna was one I was going to cover, and I missed it, but she in the box, you can tell she has been at that level. She has that comfortability. The moment didn't feel too big for her, which is awesome. I know we talk a lot about the returners, but those two are two that they're not returners, but they definitely aren't newbies. They're not freshmen. And they felt really comfortable. And I think that's huge that now you have 8 maybe that feel like they can do that.
Yeah. Again, I think it's just more experience, right? Like we need the experienced players to help, the freshmen and the newer kids. And, I think that they've all done a great job. And, adding kind of Jenna and Kari, like they're very vocal and, have played at this level and have had success. And they've definitely been very valuable to what we're doing and what we're going to do this year.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All
Seems
right.
like a real good mix of newcomers and veterans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're balanced.
It was nice to watch. I mean, I haven't got to see them play, and it was nice to see them all mesh, even though we had talked about how it is inexperience and experience. I didn't feel like any freshman where I was like, I could tell they were a freshman.
Yeah, I think they enjoyed the moment. Like it didn't seem too big for anybody, regardless of where they were last year and everything. Like again, right now we're all here and felt like everybody was excited and just ready to go.
That's great. All right, well, that's all for us today. I hope you enjoy. I think it's gonna be up 81 on Friday in Clearwater. So
it's gonna be another hot weekend. It was hot down in Baton Rouge. I'll tell you, it was warm, but we're excited. I mean, I'm excited. I haven't had to put a sweatshirt on for these games yet, so I hope we keep it going down there. And we're staying close to the beach, so girls will enjoy a little bit of time out there too.
You'll have some time maybe on Saturday. You can get a little dip in the water.
Yeah, Saturday after the game is about all the time we got, but maybe Thursday night they can go enjoy a stroll and go find Frenchies on Clearwater Beach. Some good seafood too. All the seafood places.
You guys are getting getting it all in before you're back in Charlotte. We don't got the best seafood here.
Yeah, well, not the best weather right now either.
No, I'd give anything to be down in Clearwater.
Yeah, but come on.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it all for us this week. Thank you all for tuning in. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and make sure you subscribe to the Diamond Niner Report. You can turn on notifications to be notified for new content. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And that's it. Go Niners.
Go Niners. Thank you.
Niners.